Hi everybody and welcome to the Golf Cam channel. This is going to be the first real course vlog video on the channel. Really excited to be doing more of these. Hopefully can continue posting these. But playing the front nine at Salina Country Club. Starting off on number one, which is a kind of shorter par 5. Hit my drive just a bit left. Had about 200 yards in and tried to hook a 6-iron around those trees. Did not hit a very good shot. It was kind of fat and ended up rolling up pretty close to the green, but wasn't what I wanted. But recovered with the chip, left myself about 2 feet below the hole for birdie, and was able to start off with a nice 4 to go 1 under through 1. Going to number 2, hit a really nice drive, kind of buttered a cut up into the wind. Wind was off the right, so that just held it nice and straight down the middle. Been working on some things in my pitching and chipping, and I was trying to work on that on this shot. Just did not pull it off. It wasn't a bad shot, but I pulled it probably 20 feet to the left of the pin. Ended up pin high. Can't complain about a birdie putt, and did make it. So that takes us to 2 under through 2, which is probably the hottest start that I had had up to this point so far this year. Going to number 3, which is a slightly longer par 5. The reason I'm standing there with my hand on my brow like some kind of sailor man is because I could not see it all. You guys have the shot tracer, so you know where it was going, but I had no clue. So I just had to go up here and wander around until I found my ball. So turned out it was in a decent spot, just on the right side of the fairway. Had to hit a high cut with that 3-wood to get over and actually hit a really good shot. Ended up getting it up onto the green. Here is just a master class in how not to set up your camera. As you can see, the hole is actually not even in the shot. So I'm just going to have to tell you what happened. First putt was pretty good, but just ended up below the hole. Tapped it in for a pretty simple birdie, which takes us to 3 under through 3. At this point, I'm getting fairly nervous because I hardly ever make 3 birdies in a row, let alone start a round with 3 birdies in a row. So thinking this is probably some kind of precursor to my inevitable downfall. Get to number 4, which is a short par 3, and of course stuck it to like a foot. And I'm like, man, this cannot be good. I don't do this. This is not how Cameron plays golf. But anyway, we go up here. It's a foot. Tap in for birdie to go to 4 under through 4. Needless to say, I am terrified standing over this drive, but just got to keep plugging away and hope the wheels don't fall off. I had a bunch of people standing behind this hole. They were playing a hole next to this tee box. So even though I hit a terrible tee shot, I had to act like it was what I wanted to. Hit it so much further left than I meant to, and ended up in the trees, but not in the worst spot. Pretty close to the green, so just took a pitch and wedge and kind of bumped one, and we were actually able to roll it up onto the green. Not particularly close, but still a birdie putt after a terrible drive. I can't complain. This one was straight downhill, so I was trying to be pretty careful with it and still ended up rolling it about 3 feet past. But walking away with a par, so can't complain. So that's 4 under through 5, going up to number 6, which is usually a longer par 4, but it was straight downwind and hit a nice high cut right down the middle. Ended up with about 100 yards in. So we took our 58 degree. And again, it's straight downwind, so I'm trying to land it just short and have it kind of bounce on. Not much green to work with. The pin was towards the front, and it just reacted exactly how I wanted it to. Landed probably 2 or 3 yards short, bounced once, and ended up with about 4 or 5 feet for birdie, which again made me very nervous. And just kind of lipped it out. Not the best putt ever, and left myself more than I would have liked for par. But get up there and knock it in. So walking away with a par after a really good drive and really good second shot. A little disappointing, but still 4 under through 6, which is again, not a normal situation that I find myself in. Going to number 7, which is my personal nemesis on the front 9 out here, and of course I hit an absolutely terrible shot with a 5-iron. As you can see here, I'm probably 30 yards short of the green. It probably landed about 50 yards short of the green and rolled to here. Hit a decent chip, but it just didn't roll out the way that I thought that it would, so we ended up with a pretty decent length putt for the par. As you can see, hit a pretty weak putt here. Thought it was downhill, wasn't, so didn't even get it to the hole. Tapped in for the 4. That takes us to 3 under through 7, which, again, I really shouldn't complain about. But going to number 8 here, this is a shorter par 4. Hit a pretty good drive. It looks on the Pro Tracer like it's going left, but it was straight into the wind, and that kind of held it up and kept it in the fairway. So we had about 55 yards here. Took my 58 degree again. Clipped this one pretty good, but I just pushed it, and the way that the wind was blowing and the way this green kind of works, it pushed it way out to the right. So probably still had about 30 yards left for birdie, and left the putt out right. So tap in for 4. And so we go to the last tee, 3 under through 8. This is a very short, probably reachable par 4. I took 3-wood thinking I might be able to get it there and hit a pretty good sized hook off the tee. Way over into the trees there. Left myself probably 60 yards to the pin. And I straight up bladed this one. I mean, this one rolled so far over, and it actually almost went out of bounds. Luckily, it stopped just short of the out of bounds. You can see that stake right there next to where I'm standing. Hit what I thought was a good chip, but it was pretty well downhill, and it just continued to roll forever. So ended up with, I don't know, 8 feet for par, and couldn't get it to drop. So bogey on 9 to shoot 2 under 34 on the front 9 out here. That is a pretty good round for me. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the time. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.